Hello in Malta, we're going to do a picture, a print of the Porta Reale, Malta, which is the Royal Gate in Malta, the city gate. And obviously because Valletta is a city, walled city, the whole point of the gate was to have a tower fortification, and the gateway has used to have a drawbridge over the ditch towards where the Phoenicia Hotel now is, Floriana, the ʻpī-լän fountain, the Triton fountain. So Malta, since Valletta was built, had a succession of city gates, which were gates. There was the original one, there was a British Victorian one, which was old style, medieval style. There was a big one built in the 20th century, which could take buses and increased traffic, which wasn't popular, though it was still a gate with a brick which you could drive across the top, walk across the top. But recently in Malta they decided to get Renzo Piano in from Italy to redesign the area. And what happened was he built a new Parliament building and he built a new city gate. So they took down the third or fourth generation standard city gate. They took down the roof, they took down the road linking the bastions at each side, and the gate which Piano put there is not a gate, it's a roofless gap, a breach, a hole in the wall, and it's, in my view, bad feng shui and totally ridiculous. And aesthetically, though on the face of it looks nice, it's actually horrible. What he's done is he's put what the Egyptians call pylons, and if you look up the word pylon, P-L-Y-O-N, you'll see it means a Egyptian gateway flanked by pyramids. So if you look at the Valletta Renzo Piano city gate, the sides of the gate are angled. It's the same angle you get in these Egyptian temples. So he's borrowed, so this Italian municipal architect has borrowed this idea from the Egyptians. Of course he'd deny it, and he stuck these horrible angled gateposts to this 16th century wall, and that's what we have now. I went to see it being built, and I was surprised to see that the masonry under the stonework isn't masonry, it's concrete. And I saw them lifting in the blocks of concrete, which were probably 5 foot square, with toggles on the side so they could be craned. And the cladding is that thick. So it's completely bogus, fake, horrible city gate. And you have an equally horrible Parliament building here in Malta. There's not one thing about it that's Maltese. It's not designed in Malta. The workers were mainly not from Malta. The fittings are imported. There's no green paint, there's no niche, there's no ironwork. There's nothing about it at all. It's implanted and totally alien. So I don't like the city gate now, I don't like the Parliament building. So that's why we'll come back to this. This is the original sort of gate, and all of these areas have been excavated, and there's shops, and there's the area, the forecourt around the Parliament building. And when you go now to see the Parliament building, you have temporary galvanised railings which have been there for 6 or 7 years permanently to keep the people away from the foyers. So obviously, you can hear I'm disappointed in this and don't like it. Shame really, but there we are. So this goes back to the time when there was a gate at Valletta, and you've got a procession. I would guess it's 1910. I guess this came out of a magazine, an Edwardian magazine. There's a fold, and somebody in 1950 or 60 in Malta has had a reproduction frame made, and it's been nicely framed by Bruno, who is a Maltese framer I've heard of before. And they've used a mahogany veneer in the Maltese style with the grain running inwards. So that is what the gate was like once. This is a procession. I guess they're 2 princesses. I don't think they're multi-nobility. We've got the English soldiers, grenadiers or whatever they are. walking with them. So I think it's royalty of some sort. It's a large, very large procession coming into the city. Okay, thank you.